are back for another episode. This will be episode 6. Episode 6 of our podcast.
Whatever you want to call this. Our talk show.
Our round table talk. So our last video that dropped was
another Barnwell.
Another Barnwell trip.
I know we go to Barnwell a lot, but it's an hour from here. That's the closest rock crawling place. So.
Yeah, it's the closest rock crawling place. It's very technical. I like Barnwell. I mean, Barnwell is one of our, it's a small place to go ride, but it is one of our more favorite places to go ride just because of its location. But we actually took a weekend trip. We went and camped this time.
Yeah, we did.
So we'd have more time than just taking a day trip out there. Damon and Sissy camped with us, and then me and Lori and Tanner and my kids. And then Dad come down there and met with us, and Robert come and met with us.
Yeah,
And I think
they all
that was,
came for the day.
yeah, they came for a day trip. So it's kind of nice to go on a weekend trip because we wasn't really pressed for time.
No, you have all weekend to do whatever you want to do.
And we've rode enough of that park. We know what trails we want to go hit, what kind of areas we've done and haven't done, what trails we've went down but not, came up, which was the big deal at the Saturday Night Live. We shot straight over there. We've never climbed that trail, so we wanted to go up it.
Always went down it. Never,
Always went down it.
Never came up it.
And it's hard. I mean, Damon went to 35s, walked up it. I struggled. Tanner struggled a little bit, and then Robert struggled a little bit as well. But Robert didn't climb that one.
No, he didn't do Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, but that's big step ups.
That was
Big
good.
step ups and big washouts. They're very undercut, very dug out.
The first one was real undercut, and that's what's screwing you.
Yeah. But I seem to always have issues.
Yeah, we thought we had your issues fixed.
We did.
Because we went to Crossbar, you didn't have any issues except for flipping, but
No.
you had no front end issues.
No,
at
I think I
Crossbar.
had one diff pop the whole weekend, which is, in my case now, normal. That was actually really good.
Then we get back to Barnwell.
Get to Barnwell thinking everything's going good.
It pops on Saturday Night Live.
Pops on Saturday Night Live. Yeah.
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 We never had any issues other than just
And we
that
went.
whole weekend.
Yeah, and we rode a lot of trails. We didn't film a lot because we were just going to have a good time and chill and ride. And we know we drop a lot of Barnwell content, so we didn't put in just a lot of riding in there. We just only hit the high spots.
Yeah, we didn't put a whole lot of effort into it. We were just there to have a chill weekend, and it turned into a not so chill weekend.
Yeah, everybody else. Well, kind of even get to the end of the night. If you watch at the end, the very end of the video, I'm driving Dad's.
Yeah, the rocks and trails.
Yeah, I took the rocks and trails. I stole it, sent him home with my piece of junk.
Well, let's just tell everybody what happened.
Well, so we found, I believe it's Winnie World Extension.
Yeah.
It's a 5-diamond trail. I can't see behind me. I have a reverse camera in it, but it's a black and white, so it's not actually that good. So I can't really see behind me with that spare tire rack. And I popped up on a hill just right that it turned me to where I couldn't back out. And I didn't know that at the time. Didn't understand why nobody, everybody kept telling me to stop. Like, I'm moving 3 inches here. So probably out of pride and frustration,
Yeah.
I gunned it.
You were upset that everybody else made it a little easier.
Yeah, everybody else climbed it, and I couldn't. So I nailed down on it, and
Peppered my ass with rocks.
you don't even see that in the video.
Shit.
It's very, we have a great camera. It's fine particles of dust. That's how detailed it is.
And it didn't just pop when you gunned it.
Oh no, it popped, and then it popped, and then it blew.
It like self-grenaded itself.
Yes. So we didn't know the extent of the damage at the time, and we said that in the video. Like we know something broke, but we didn't know what it was. The axles looked good.
You can see in the videos that everything's still pulling, but as soon as it got
Any
kind
load
of load on it, it just went to back there.
And even when we were winching up the hill, I have a gear reduction in it now. It doesn't smoke belt since I put the gear reduction in it. So you can even tell with the winch pulling it and me still trying to drive it, like it was still slipping and smoking the belt. And it was in bad shape.
It was bad. So we pulled the
diff.
we got home, we pulled the diff out,
and
The sprag's gone.
the sprag's gone. This diff is actually my backup diff, so it is not what I call the bulletproof diff or my built diff. I have or had a diff that was a full billet case with all HD Extreme internals. And it started out as an HD Extreme 3 kit, stage 3. I've had some issues with it ratcheting and popping, so I've sent it into them, upgraded it to a 3S kit, upgraded everything internally on it, got it back. It's still ratcheted and still popped. Sent it back, so they've had it 3 or 4 times. And I'm not bashing HD Extreme at all. They're super nice people whenever I call them or when I send it in. They're just as baffled as I am as to why it wasn't working.
And they done you right. They've treated you right too.
Yeah.
So
I bought a backup diff just to get me by. I mean, they're busy, so a lot of times when they have it, it's 4 to 8 weeks. A lot of times by the time I ship it there, they repair it and then get it back to me. So I bought just a cheap diff, and I mean cheap diff. It's a Super ATV diff you can buy brand new for like $1,000 online.
cast aluminum case, nothing.
It's supposed to be hardened internals. The one thing I will say is I've ratcheted the HD Extreme components many times.
Yeah.
I mean, to clattering, banging, slamming, popping, and you pull it apart, and there's not a lick of metal in it. There's no damage to it at all. So their stuff is strong. I mean, I beat the crap out of their diff, and I've had no issues other than it ratcheting. So the last one I've got back from them, and I actually went on just a small trip, but I now have. When he sent it back to me, he said the pinion gear and the billet retainer ring is my only 2 things that are left of mine. So it's got a fully custom set of hubs, sprag, rollers, and now it has a Turbo S or like a RS1 style case in it, a stock case.
Well, now it does.
Now it does.
Yeah, now
but
it
not
does.
when it broke.
Not when it broke. It does at this moment.
So I broke the Super ATV cast case, the little basic deal.
Yeah.
We put the new diff in it, thought things were fixed. When I pulled it apart, I mean, I guess to throw it out there, that weekend cost me now a front diff, 2 front axles, the wheel bearings are shot, probably not nothing to do with that, but all of that shit moving went crazy, and it bent a Sandcraft drive shaft.
Yeah. You had a bad weekend.
Yeah. So everything from the transmission forward has now, well, I got the new drive shaft in today, so that'll all be fixed this weekend. So yes, it cost me
a pretty penny.
Hundreds and thousands of dollars that day.
But yeah, so we tore the diff out of it, the one that you blew at Barnwell. Sprag shot on it. Luckily the rollers are still fine, so if you wanted it for a backup diff, we can just put a big sprag in there and have it as a just in case.
Yeah, I need
or
to
you could sell it and try to get some of your money
get some of the
back.
money back. So, you know, brand new with HD Extreme, like I've got that new diff in, I'm ready to go try it out. I bought a full Rhino driveline this time instead of the Sandcraft, mainly just for money again.
Yeah.
And I've always run Rhino 2.0 axles. I've never had any issue. They've been in that razor since before I bought it. They were in it when I bought it. So they've been in there since 2017, and I bought it in 2019. So I've had it, you know, and I've never broken axle. Through all that popping and banging, I've never ever broken axle in it.
A lot of people bash Rhinos, but
They hold up good on the razors. I can't say I can't keep one in a Can-Am.
Yeah, no, we haven't been able to keep one in that X3.
But I actually, and we haven't been on the ride, I've swapped it to Tusk Gladiator axles in the front, and that actually comes as a recommendation from HD Extreme. They say that they are, in their opinion, better than the Rhinos. So I bought those and try them out, see how well it works. But hopefully by this weekend I'll have a whole new driveline in it, new diff, new front axles, and all new wheel bearings. I went ahead and bought the whole kit to do all 4 wheels on it, and just since there's new axles in the front, I'm probably going to go ahead and buy new rear axles, and then the razor, as my dad says, it'll be pretty much brand new at this point.
Everything but the motor, basically.
Yeah, because I mean, I just pulled the whole frame apart, rebuilt all it. It's got all new bushings and bearings, and so, you know, I mean, it's been through a lot. I hate it, but I
got a lot
love
of
it.
miles on the old thing,
Yeah.
you know.
I've rode it a lot, and I mean, it does have quite a few miles on it, and they're not easy miles. Y'all see how we treat our stuff. It gets bashed.
Yeah. So after we put the new HD Extreme diff in there this last time, you just went and tried to ride back roads.
Yeah, put street tires on
Put the
it.
street tires on it, just straight back roads around here. And he didn't make it 11 miles. And shit started locking up again.
Yeah, and got it home,
Yeah.
started talking about what's going on, didn't know if it was some diff issues, axle issues. Didn't think it was.
Yeah, I didn't think it was. But we went ahead, I wouldn't say tore it all apart, but we tore like the covers off the clutching, we checked all the axles. I mean, we went over it thoroughly, and then me and him ended up taking out the center console.
And took the front stub shaft out, the half shaft or whatever.
Well, at first we took the center console off just so we could see the drive shaft.
And it shook.
Drove it down the driveway, not very far, and it was all over the place.
Yeah,
So
it
we
has
took,
slight vibration.
yeah, so we took the front half shaft out thinking it was bent and went and drove it again just to see. And the little spline yoke off the rear shaft that goes to the front half shaft was
Right
bent.
at the carrier bearing.
Yeah, right at the carrier bearing. You could watch it kind of wobble around. It's like,
Yeah.
well.
And I contacted Sandcraft, they said they could fix it. I've got to ship it back to them, which, shipping a drive shaft to Arizona, I'll probably end up doing it just to do it, but I just didn't want to wait another month or two, for them to repair it, send it back to me, and still not even know what that cost would be. It might end up being the same cost, and me and Tanner talked about it. It needed U-joints, was getting to the point they were getting pretty wore out. I was going to put a new bearing in the carrier bearing, so by the time you do all that, I'm pretty much a new drive line anyways.
Right.
I was concerned about it being damaged because about a year ago I broke a motor mount or bolt, and actually didn't know it for about a half a day, and the motor mount had actually laid on the drive shaft and had some damage there. So just out of everything, I just went ahead and went all brand new.
Probably did the right thing.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I just want to go cruise. Like, I haven't rode in so long. I wanted to just go ride back roads. Like, let me go drive. And I was so pissed that night because I couldn't even do that. I couldn't even cruise around.
He was like
Oh, it was.
3 seconds away from putting that thing on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah. I guarantee if the economy was better, it would have been sold that day. Because I was like, I'm done. I'm out. Cut it out. Done.
You just can't catch a break with that piece of junk.
Well, it's had its trials and tribulations, and mainly trials. But
I was really giving him hell because I think I was at work when y'all tried to go right back roads.
yeah.
So Lori texted me and said, hey, message your brother about his racer. He's broke down on the side of the road. I didn't do it that night. I gave him a day to calm down. But the next day, I just gave him hell. I was like, this damn parking lot princess can't even drive down the damn road to a parking lot.
They make fun of me because they're like, oh, you can just drive in parades. Well, now I won't even do that. I ain't driving in a parade. But I'm hoping it's all good now.
Yeah, it should be. Well, it's not right now. It's still kind of in pieces.
It's in
a bad
pieces.
shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll fix that this weekend. By the time this drops, it'll be fixed. Or put back together. I don't know about fixed, but it will be back together. So that was that, but I mean,
You got anything else you want to say about Barnwell?
well, I mean, I guess to finish that off, if you, like I said, we watched to the end, and you see me driving Dad's,
Yeah.
Damon's riding with Robert, and
Yeah. Oh,
Sissy
yeah.
is riding with
Damon.
Lori,
Damon and Sissy had issues with
their razors.
both of their razors.
So Damon's been chasing a gremlin on his pretty much since I've known him. It'll run fine for a long time, and then it won't, and then sometimes it'll run not at all. I mean, it'll crank, but it won't go anywhere or do anything.
Yeah.
So it's been in the shop. I talked to him. He just got it back last weekend, and he says it's better, but he don't know if it's fully fixed.
Right.
So we don't know for sure. I think they found the issue with Sissy. She hasn't rode it, but I think it was an airflow issue, and they think they got it fixed as well. So we should be whole, because we are planning on going on a trip July 4th weekend. That's our next trip that's planned. We're going back to Mena. We're gonna go ride Mena, Arkansas. I'm going back. Tanner's never been.
I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I planned the damn trip, and I don't know if I'm gonna make it.
Tanner's in a transition of changing jobs, so we'll see how his schedule works out.
Yeah, at this moment, at filming, I'm unemployed.
For today.
Yeah, for the day.
So we're gonna go there July 4th. It's a pretty chill ride. I mean, I don't even know. I'm taking the cameras, don't know what we'll film. Don't have a plan because Mina's got a lot to offer, but it's really hard to film in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of onboard stuff for 30, 40 minutes. It's just, it don't work for me. If I turn on a YouTube channel and it's a side-by-side channel I've never seen before, and the first 10 minutes are riding in a cab, I'm out. You know, I can't do it. If I want to do that, I'll go ride it myself.
Yeah, no shit. I don't really like the in-cap footage stuff. A lot of it. Anyways, because you get rides like ours, when you beat on them, they start making noises. I don't want to listen to that shit on TV.
No.
Of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Belt lines and screeching and scratching and knocking and clanging and
Yeah.
yeah.
All that stuff is intensified in in-cap footage, and I just can't stand it.
And I know Damon watches these, and that's why we don't put a camera in Damon's. That squeaking son of a bitch.
Yeah, I know. Apparently, he needs to pick up something from you and grease its shit.
Yeah. I grease everything.
With way too much grease.
I like grease.
I told him the only reason his wheel bearings went out because he over-greased and blew out the seals.
And I agree with him. I did not deny that.
No, you didn't, but...
They tell you that. I don't even know what the specs are. They tell you probably grease them once a year. I'm a good every 3 months. You know, let's pull the wheels off and grease them up.
Well, with lately, as much as we've been working on it, it's probably been every time because the wheels have been off of it.
Yeah, I do pull the front wheels off a lot. A lot. But, I mean, so, all new Rhino driveline, new fully built HD Extreme front diff. You know, talking to Brandon, the guy that owns the place, and communicating with him, there's not very many of the diffs out there that I have. I didn't want to go a full rock crawler kit. I didn't want a spool in it.
Yeah, because they say that makes it real hard to turn.
Yeah. So I didn't want to go full spool, you know, so he built me a diff that, he says that's what he runs in his, so I believe if he built it for his own ride, then I've got faith in it working in mine.
When he built it, he said there's only 3.
Yeah,
With
him,
yours,
his best friends, and mine.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so I made it into that club.
Don't know if it's a good club yet or not, but
Yeah.
you're in it.
But you know, so I mean, the last time it went in, it's got new ring gear in it, new sprag, new hubs, new rollers, new armature plate. I mean, it's built to the top now.
I got faith with this new diff that he built you, it's gonna work.
It's gonna work, yeah.
I got faith in this one.
And if it don't, then something else is coming. That's all I can tell you. Don't know what that's gonna be.
There's a
Something
lot
else.
of new rides coming out.
There are some new rides coming out. We talked the last podcast about the new KRXs coming out.
Yeah.
You know, and I've been waiting on one, and just kind of like I said, with the way the world and the economy is right now, not saying I can't go get one, it's just better
You don't
for I
want to.
don't. It's better that I don't. So I'm holding off, even though they have the color combo out that I want right now. And I'm good friends with the guy that works at the Kawasaki shop here in town. They keep leaving it in the back. He said he's waiting on me to come by and pick it up. But they're coming out with all new color combos in 2023, which we did mention in the last podcast,
Yeah.
that I'm excited about. And I've spent a lot of time and research on everything.
Right.
I mean, even to the point of another racer. They're not making, you can still get the XP 1000. They're not making the Turbo S anymore, but you can still get a Pro XP, the Turbo R, and the Pro R.
Yeah.
And I like those platforms. The only thing that scares me about the Turbo R and the Pro R, they come 74.
Yeah, 74 inches wide.
74 wide, and then by the time you put tires and wheels, I mean, you're going to be 78 easy.
Yeah.
And I get the point behind it, but it don't work for me.
Yeah.
I'm not a wide guy, because the one place we do go ride every year, which is at Munster at Red River Motorcycle Trails, like it's only ATVs and side by sides there, so they're small trails.
They're tight trails.
Yeah.
Our 68 and 64 inch wide
Yeah.
barely fit.
You know, with my rig now, I'm running right around 66 or 7, something like that. So, you know, and it does get tight.
Yeah, that's the only. I don't know. It'd be hard for me to go by 74 inch wide.
And the Pro XP, I've looked at that.
Yeah.
You can only get in a 64, you know,
Yeah.
so
You'd have to do a long trail kit if you wanted to.
to go to 72.
I would do a 72.
I think I would like to do a 72 with a good set of wheels. Yeah, you might be 74 wide then, But like I said, with the Pro R, the Turbo R, you start at 74.
Yeah, anything after that,
And they
it's
got
gonna get wider.
ugly, they got ugly wheels, so I want to change that out anyhow.
So you're just gonna get nothing but wider from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so I've looked at those. Me and Lori's kicked around the idea of a four-seater. We're getting to the point where we're climbing stuff that I think the wheelbase would be a big plus for just overall length. So I'm debating on maybe being the first full-time person in our group that has a four-seater. Just because we want to do something different. We want to bring something different. Typically have a friend or two that, heck, we break sometimes. You know, just even have an extra set of seats would be helpful with our crew sometimes. So, I don't know yet what that might be, but, talking about four-seaters, some big bombshells dropped.
They did.
Like last week, and there was always a rumor of it coming out, but nobody knew for sure. And then
we kind of mentioned in our last podcast, but we didn't go into detail just because it was a rumor.
Yeah, but now, it's official. Kawasaki has dropped it. It's on their website. It's on their Instagrams and everything. They are coming out with a four-seater.
They are.
And me and Tanner was just looking up the specs. What did we say? 13
13
foot?
The overall length is 13 foot. So you're going to need a 16-foot trailer to haul it.
Yeah, and it was a 11-foot wheelbase.
Yeah, like 11-foot wheelbase, something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, man. I'm not a real big fan of four-seaters, but I kind of like it.
Yeah.
I kind of like the four-seater KRX.
The biggest downfall to it is, and I've mentioned it, and I've wrote Tanner, we know how well the KRXs work. I will never deny that. My biggest downfall is the power to weight ratio. You can feel it when you drive it. They dropped a four-seater that's, I'm going to guess, add another 200 or 300 pounds, 400 pounds, and it's the exact same drivetrain. They're not.
Yeah, they didn't put
They didn't re-clutch it, they didn't re-gear it, which I wouldn't go any lower gears anyways.
Yeah, that's like a flow.
But they didn't redo anything that we have seen that makes it different than a two-seater minus stretching it.
Because you go get a Polaris racer, so you get a two-seater one, then you go buy a four-seater one. Well, the four-seater automatically, on Polaris racers, automatically had a little bit of gear reduction compared to two-seaters. So I figured, Kawasaki would have done something like that just to help it out a little bit.
Yeah.
To our knowledge, they didn't.
They didn't. That's the big downside. We've already seen to it. It's the same power to weight, or same power, more weight.
They didn't actually drop the weight specs on it.
Yeah, we haven't seen it. We've tried looking it up. Which they didn't really drop it on the two-seaters. I think they're embarrassed.
They're big girls, man.
They're big girls.
They're big girls.
Yeah. Big girls can't jump, and we know that.
We figured that one out.
But, that coming out, it's a really, the three models we've seen look really good.
Yeah.
They're dropping a base model, obviously, and then I think their two upper levels are both electronic shocks.
Yeah, I think so.
I think both of them were electronic shock systems, and one was a full stereo system.
You have to excuse us, they said drop, so we're not 100% sure yet. Yeah, but they're both electronic shocks, the two upper models. And the craziest thing to me is the MSRP prices on those.
Yeah, the fully decked out one.
Yeah, the fully decked out one. So you want to go buy a Polaris. If you want the four-seater, it's going to be at least $8,000 more compared to the two-seater.
The Pro XP 4s, and I'm saying the Pro XP because that's your cheapest, minus an XP 1000. And I wouldn't go buy an XP 1000 four-seater. Why would I sell one to go buy the exact same thing?
Yeah.
But the Pro XPs and the four-seater, I don't know where I was going with that.
The price range.
Price range. I think their base model four-seater starts at $26,900 or $27,900
Four-seater?
on the Pro XP four-seater.
What's their two-seater,
I don't know that one. I honestly wasn't looking that up. But so you look at that, and then I was looking at the more premium models of it because I wanted if I get another one, I'd like to get ride command and stuff, and you're over 32, 33,000, 34,000 at that point.
But anyway, I don't know about the last couple of year models, but when I was working on Polarises and Can-Ams and stuff at a dealership, I remember that if you wanted a four-seater compared to two-seater, it was like an $8,000 price difference a few years ago.
Yeah, they're not that big now.
They're not?
No, the spread on it's only a few $1,000s.
But the prices on the KRX4 really did not go up any. from the 2-seater to the 4-seater.
Yeah, to give you an idea, I mean, the 2-seater that I want is their special edition model right now that's out, 2022. It was, I think it's 26.4.
Yeah, like almost
26.49, yeah, 26.499 or 26.799, something like that. And we looked up that loaded out 4-seater and it's 29.9.
Yeah, like
I mean, it's $30,000 and that comes with a roof, a winch,
radio.
stereo, and electronic shocks. You know, so it's just like, holy crap, 30 grand gets you all that. And 30,000 won't get you electronic shocks in any Can-Am or flares.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, unless you get a 2-seater,
Yeah.
you might get a base one with electronics, or not a base, but like a lower option one.
Yeah. So that, I mean, that's just crazy.
Yeah.
But I like them. I think they look good.
They,
I haven't seen one in person. I've only seen pictures, but I think it looks good. I know all the looks are love and hate. Like some people hate the looks of X3s. So I personally love the looks of KRX, and I think it just looks mean at 4-seater.
yeah. And I mean, a lot of it comes down to me, and it sounds dumb, I don't want a super long wheelbase, but then again, I don't want like a small back seat.
Yeah.
You know.
I'll follow a couple of KRX pages on Facebook, some forums on Facebook, and I've read some people already have them. Like up in northern areas, some people already got them. And they're saying, what I've read, that the back seat's pretty roomy.
And the pictures looks that way. It looks like there's some good leg room, and obviously they put the same seats in the back as in the front, so they should be plenty comfortable.
I seen somebody posted the other day, so you know in the 2-seater KRXs, they have the 2 cup holders here,
Yeah.
and then the 2 cup holders back here. Well, somebody took a picture of the 4-seat looking in from the roof, and they said they didn't even have to move the rear cup holders at all. It's already that far back.
Right. The doors look kind of small, kind of funky in pictures, but that may equate different in real life. Same bed space, obviously, all that stuff. So it looks like it's going to be a big contender. It's definitely going to be a dominate the 4-seat crowd, kind of like the KRX has come in and dominated the 2-seat crowd. In our area, excuse me, we're really, we're not big into it, but our area is really, really big into mudding. And you see the KRX is now jumping their way into the mud box.
Yeah.
They're geared, and I imagine once you put portals on them, they're probably almost unstoppable.
You ain't gonna get nowhere fast, so if you
Yeah.
put portals on one, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. And buy the lowest gear reduction possible, it knows.
Yeah. God almighty. They have around a 65-mile-an-hour top speed on 2-seaters. I don't know what the 4-seater does, but on 2-seater, let me tell you, it takes years to get to there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not happy after about 50.
No.
And I think a lot of that's that clutch. You know, it's got that centrifugal clutch, or they all have centrifugal, but it's got that wet clutch style, and it's like you can actually kind of feel like it shifts into another range type deal.
So you can feel it really 2 good times. You can feel it when it takes off, so you'll start moving. And if you take off slow, you can feel it. So you can feel the actual CVT clutch engage, and then you can feel another engagement of the wet clutch. And then when you get up to about, like what Brent was saying, about 50, 55, you can feel another engagement through the wet clutch.
Yeah, it's like it just kind of goes into like even though you're going, it's like more cruise type mode to kind of just stop it from going any faster in a sense.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't know how well that was going to work for what we're doing, but I ain't had no issues. So.
Everybody makes fun of my throttle control, so I told Tanner apparently I need one.
No, you need that damn low button.
I need that low button that takes all your power away.
I hate that button. I hit it on accident sometimes when I'm like pressing the winch or some lights or something like that. I'm like, what the hell happened to this thing? And I forget it's on there.
Yeah. So, you know, some new cool stuff coming out. We're excited. We try to stay on top of that stuff. We ride with enough people that, you know, a lot of people come to us and ask what we get. So we try to stay on top of the market of what's out there and, you know, what best bang for the buck, you know. So we try to keep up with that just so we can.
That's what, like what Brent said, that's the way we look at things. We don't look at, I'm going to go buy this one. I'm going to go buy this $45,000 Pro R just because it's top of the line right now.
Yeah.
No, we want the best bang for your buck.
Not saying I don't want a Pro R, but I mean, the cost ratio is just not there. You know, I mean, for our type of wheeling and our budget, you know. And,
oh, I'd love to have one if somebody wanted to give us one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 or 4 seat,
Hey, we don't
whatever.
care.
You know, and the X3s, they've been out since 2017.
Yeah.
you know, I know they're changing some stuff up, but they're at the point they need to change a body style at this point, you know, where.
There's rumors that they're coming out with like a pro art
Style.
style X3.
Yeah, and I think that's gonna be the culture, you know, I mean, we obviously watch different YouTube channels and stuff like that, and, you know, side-by-side vlog built theirs, and man, that one with that muffler on it sounds wicked.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, a 4-cylinder on a side-by-side with that muffler, I was like, wow, that's crazy.
It does not sound like a side by side.
No.
Going, hey, Rudy. So, I mean, that's about all I got.
Yeah, that's about all I got too, so.
This one.
Like I said, we're going to Mina, July 4th. We're going to be cruising the Wolfpen Gap area. We're going to be there for 4 days, 2 days of riding. I mean, we'll probably ride Friday, but we're definitely going to ride a full day Saturday and a full day Sunday, and then
July 4th coming.
July 4th we'll come home. So really, I mean, if anybody wants to meet up, ride with us, we'll be there. It's a cruising trip. We do know our way around fairly decent out there. We know some of the hot spots to go hit, some of the tourist attractions. Being July, it's going to be hot, so we do know where some of the swimming holes are, you know, to go get in the water and cool off. And we plan on making a full day trip over to Fuchs Mountain, which I've only done a portion of it due to just time restraints. But being hot and a full day of sunlight, I'm going to try to make that whole trip. Last time we went was one of those fluke storms, and it was like 22 degrees the whole day.
And snowing.
And snowing and icing and everything else, and so I was not happy about that. But that's our next trip. We don't really know what we have planned after that. We do want y'all, the next video that's going to actually drop of us riding, we mentioned this last time, me and Tanner's going to spend a lot of time and go through every single video, and we're going to put all of our, a highlight reel.
Yeah.
It could be well, I know it'll be over, you know, 30, 40 minutes. It could be an hour, it might be an hour and a half, 2-hour video, but it's gonna be a 1 year in review of all of our trips.
Yeah.
Our best moments, our craziest moments, and hell, even us, our funnest moments to us.
Yeah.
Even though they might not be a lot of good content, as far as trail riding, there's some good content on commentary and,
Yeah.
you know, it is, so.
So like our 1 year's coming up. 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks. So the next video will drop in about a week. It'll be a little bit before our 2-year deal, but you know, we're going to drop it, and that way y'all can kind of see our 1 year in review for expensive decisions.
We appreciate all y'all's support to this point. We're gonna keep trucking along, see what's next.
Yeah. So like we always say, especially with these podcasts, we want these to grow just as much as we want our riding stuff to grow. So, you know, tell your friends about it. The people that ride, the people you know that ride, I mean, share the videos, do whatever y'all want to do to spread this word. We appreciate it, because we want the podcast to eventually separate into its own thing away from the riding channel. But that's going to take y'all to help us get to that point. And as we grow, we're going to get better and better. We know that the video and the audio ain't the greatest, but we'll
get there.
get there. We'll get us a full podcast set up when we feel like we're to that point of building it to there.
Yeah.
So we'll look like idiots with headphones and stuff like that. Yeah.
Not knowing how to work anything.
Yeah, not knowing, I have a board of buttons that I don't know what does. I got a remote here to turn the camera on, and I couldn't even get it to work while ago. So we appreciate it. You know, thank y'all for watching.
Yep, appreciate it.